Today, I am going to be giving my base review for the game Pragmata, or Pragmata, that's the official pronunciation, but either way, I'm going to give my review for it. I honestly don't know if I want to start with the story or the gameplay, because both of them are like highly intermeshed together, and I loved both aspects whenever I'm playing, or whenever I did play, however you want to freaking phrase it, but I loved them both. It focuses on Hugh. Hugh is a worker for the space station known as the Cradle. The Cradle is actually on the moon. It's basically replicating a whole bunch of stuff from Earth and putting it on the moon as a type of society slash research station. Now, Hugh and his crew go up to repair some stuff, but something goes wrong. A moonquake happens, destroying the building that him and his friends are on. And not just that, the robotic helpers that helped repair things, keep things in order, mind on the moon, they turn on every single human. That includes Hugh. Now, while Hugh does have a gun, it's called a grip gun, and it actually repairs itself, it actually replenishes ammo. It's not enough because these robots are heavily armored. That is, until he comes across a little girl. This little girl isn't just any normal girl. She's a robot. But she's not trying to kill him. Instead, she actually hops onto his back and hacks any of the robots that Hugh is facing off against, opening up their repair hatches, giving Hugh a chance to deal some damage and take out whatever opponent he's facing. This little girl, she ends up revealing her name and says, I'm an advanced pragmata. And Hugh, he can't really pronounce her name very good, so he just says, I'm going to call you Diana. So, Hugh and Diana, the whole story focuses on them making their way through the cradle to get back to Earth. Now, Diana's never been to Earth, but Hugh has. And it focuses on Hugh and her relationship because many points he is teaching her things about human culture and taking on an almost father-like role. No, not almost. He is taking on a father-like role, and it's beautiful. You see them just bond, and I can't get enough of them. One of the things I saw about this game leading up to me playing it, and I'm 100% convinced of this, Pragmata is a dad simulator. And it made me want to play it even more because I'm about to be a dad. Now, it's obviously not the same. I'm not going around blasting robots, with my future son on my back. But it was really sweet. I love wholesome things, and I can't get enough of their dynamic. For the gameplay, there's a few different aspects to it. There is the traversal part of it, just the traveling around. There is the shelter aspects, my favorite part of this game. And we have the combat, which is also a beautiful thing. We'll start with the combat because I already touched on it a little bit. Basically, the main thing it's combat with puzzles. What does that mean? As you are going around shooting things, Diana is having to constantly hack them and open them up, actually letting you deal damage. So, it is a huge combination of multitasking because an enemy might be coming at you as you try to hack. If they hit you while you're in the middle of a hack, then that hack resets. There's a whole bunch of upgrades and different mods that modifies how combat works and how everything else works within combat. But that's the main thing you need to know. It's multitasking. For traversal, it's mainly like puzzles and stuff like that. It's like walking now. Hugh, he has not a jetpack necessarily, but he has like thrusters that lets him go across gaps, but you have to be careful because you might not always be able to make it. Now, you don't take fall damage, but at the same time, you might run into more enemies if you're not careful with how you land or with how you go across things. Now we have the shelter. The shelter is home base for Hugh and Diana. It's where you can perform upgrades. It's also where Diana gets to see more of Earth. In this game, there's a substance called lunum and or luna filament, which is made from lunum. Basically, it takes a memory and replicates it for real Earth memories or REMs, which takes certain aspects from Earth and brings them onto the setting known as the cradle. I'll touch upon the cradle here in a minute, but what you need to know is in the shelter, there's actually a few different displays with a whole bunch of REMs that becomes almost like Diana's bedroom or playroom. And Hugh can play with Diana, he can talk with her about a mission they just got back from, or even a mission that they failed and took damage from. Also in the cradle, as you unlock REMs and go through the story, Diana will have crayons that she uses to draw pictures, and she hangs them up on different systems. And I loved being able to see that just because, boys, are you okay? Mac, be nicer to your brother. Anyways, where was I? Right, Diana's drawings. Just I loved being able to see that because it showed your progression in your relationship with her. Also in the cradle, you can unlock different outfits for both Hugh and Diana, and one of the suits for Hugh that is automatically unlocked, you don't need to find it, nothing, it's just there. It's called the Scribble outfit. And it looks like Diana, at some point in the story, took her crayons and just drew all over one of Hugh's spare suits. I loved the different outfits. Now, I kept Diana in her like normal cradle jacket, but Hugh, I actually used the scribble suit for a good part of my playthrough. Mainly just because I liked the idea of it, and it basically reinforced their father-daughter dynamic. Now we can talk about the cradle. The cradle is the setting in which this entire game takes place. It's basically, I think I already said it, but I can't remember. It's a huge moon space station slash civilization and research station. It's a whole bunch of shit combined into one thing on the moon. So much of the cradle is absolutely terrifying just because of the enemies you have to face. But enemies aside, it is very interesting because you run across so many conversations and notes and emails talking about everything that is happening on the cradle with the research and with the different people that happen to live on the cradle. And not just that, but the different backgrounds you see can be absolutely breathtaking if we don't even talk about the enemies. With the enemies, though, it's terrifying. The cradle is a terrifying place. I can only just imagine. Just imagine someone who didn't expect any of this. Like Hugh? Hugh didn't expect any of this, and he's a trooper. This dude just keeps on going, and it's hilarious. No, it's not hilarious. It's awe-inspiring and hilarious. At this point, I don't know what else to say that's not going to be diving into like spoiler territory because I don't want to do that for this video. This is meant to be a recommendation type. That way, you're not given too much, but you're given just enough info to go and pick it up if you really want to. Because I had just enough information to pique my interest whenever I first saw Pragmata or Pragmata, whatever. Either way, though, I totally recommend this, especially if you are the type who does love family dynamics. I am going to give like a full in-depth analysis slash review later on where it does include spoilers, so be on the lookout for that. For now, though, That's all I have. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, afternoon, or whatever it is, wherever you are. I'll see you guys next time.